Hello everyone, Gustavo Mendes here. Let's talk about first opening your project. So I have my color space set up, I have my frame rates, and I have everything as half float, as we saw in the last video. Keeping it as auto fit, I'm not going to apply any LUTs right now. And I'm going to tell it to cache in specific folders. SDI is going to be full range as well, so I'm going to open this project right here. So any changes that I did, I'm going to click on yes. And we're good to go. So this is the initial interface and what we have here. So here on the left side, it's where bins or folders are going to be created. So this is very easy for you to identify where things are going to go. I'm just going to move here the interface of the record software. And I can click here on this button to create new folders. I can type a name. And I can start bringing media inside this folder. And let's do that initially. So I'm going to click on import. I'm going to go to my drive here with some media. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go to my media files folder. Give me 1 second. So where's my, yes, Phoenix. And I'm going to bring just a few files in. Well, let me click here on Velvet. So this interface right here is our browser to import files. So we have here local drives. You can have network drives. Here, the moment I click, I can see the folders inside that drive. Then I can click again and go to folders within folders within folders. I can import full folders. So for example, I'm going to double click here on Phoenix again. I'm going to drag this down here. And I can select the Velvet, and here there's a bunch of files. And here you can see the name of the folder. I would be able to create a new folder here inside using this button. We have a tooltip, and I can change the name of this folder as well. So I would just type and click on this button here to rename a folder. So I'm going to import this whole folder, and you can filter by several types of files. So I'm going to leave it all files. I'm going to use timecode from the first TC header, but we can use the second and file name. You can also change how you bring in the tape name. You can use the header, file name, or XML sidecar. For example, from Alexa cameras, you can use the XML. I'm going to keep it on 5 name. And for the tape directory level name, I'm going to use the original file name as 0. So if I keep moving this, is how many folders up I'm going to go to grab the name. So I'm going to show that example later. But right now I'm going to keep it as file name. I'm going to click on import. It's going to give you a few more options since I'm importing the folder. So I can filter by size, auto create libraries. That's what we're going to do. I can import and splice. I can import this background and import duplicates as well. I'm going to click on import. And I'm going to close here. And as you can see, now we have files here on the right side inside that folder. So if I double click on Phoenix, nothing's going to show. This is the name of the original folder. This is the project name. But I have a few buttons here that will help me do a few things. So for example, if I click on recurse, I can recurse all folders from the point I double click. So you see that when I double click, that folder becomes orange, and I'm seeing the folders from that point down. And I can also, if I'm seeing here all the way in Phoenix demo, but let's say I was in media, and even if I recurse, there's nothing there, but I could click on show all, and it goes back to the top folder, which is the project name, and show me every single file that's there. So I'm going to just click here on Velvet, and we have the option to resize thumbnails. We can preview them very easily here using this. We have the audio files here. So I can preview the files, move, and if I move the bar here, I have a lot of metadata related to the files that I have. And here you can see that audio, we're already creating the clone to make it easier to play back. And I can drag it, I can right click and have options here to change based on specific metadata, but I can also just remove them. So for example, if I don't want the section here for description, I can just remove that column and everything's good to go. And now we have some files imported. And I can do this again on just one file. So I can go here and say, let me bring in this file here for the audio file. I can click on this file and click on import. And you're going to see that at the moment I have a setting that's basically recreating the same hierarchy as the folders in the drive. So you can see that I have this first folder, I have Phoenix, then I have Clarity, and the other one was Velvet. But you can also turn off this option and just create folders and put files in any folder you want. You can organize it yourself. I prefer to keep it this way, but everybody works differently. So I'm just going to create another folder here real quick, and I'm going to call this Compositions. And I put the underscore, so falling alphabetical, it's going to go first. And here I can create my timeline. So if I just click on New Composition, a new composition is created down here. So this is our timeline. This is our effects layer. These here in the middle are basically commands that we use within the software, filters, that kind of a thing. And here on the right side, we have everything related to compare mode, scopes, and things like that. So and if I Control F2 here, I can change the size. Let me just type in your name here. So this is going to be Phoenix. Oops, got it wrong. So I can press F2 again. Just correct the name. And now if I click here in this bottom section where the timeline is and I do a Control F2, I can change the size, the separation between library and timeline. So I can go full screen, I can go very small, and I can go middle of the way. And here you can see that I have all my tools on the side.